Let's just give it a sec.
Oh, we've all gone out of. What is happening there?
There's nothing on YouTube yet.
Yeah, it's just working it out. We're getting there.
Fucking
I'll
hell,
go to my
my-
channel.
What is
Working
going
it
on here?
out. While you work that out, yeah. I went on,
The system.
went on ChatGPT, didn't I? Yeah. Then I start inquiring what's this new tab called work on there. Yeah. I said, is that going to be to my advantage? Please explain. Yeah. Then it's gone on a rant and explained everything. And then about plugins, extensions, all that kind of thing. I've hooked it up with Chrome and had it doing some data entry like since last night. And it's doing it all automatic, like, yeah. Couldn't believe it. Yeah. Fucking amazing, man.
What the
We
fuck is going on here? Sorry, mate.
We are live. We've done it. Hello, everyone.
Bro,
Let's just check. Sit right there.
what is going on?
I need to check audio.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we're good. Hello, everyone. The 9th of August, 2026. Slightly delayed. A few minutes. I'm not even going to tell you why, but apologies and welcome. Gentlemen, would you like to say hello?
Hello,
Not just-
everybody. Hope we're all right. Everybody's good. I can't see who's in the room at the moment because I haven't put enough coal in me tablet.
Oh, I see there is someone called Anders Oldström, and then there is one called Eric Stones.
Ah,
Welcome,
well,
Eric.
I'm posting it in the .com on SPLS Pro, and I'm putting it on the Book of Faces.
oh my God. Sign in. Jesus Christ, that's how long I haven't been in here.
Cheese and rice. Yes, please. I'm starving. Warm and hungry.
Oh my God. I just should smash it. It's fucking winding up already.
Albert's pinning. There we go. I just posted
Okay,
it.
the meeting's being live streamed. Thank you. All right. Oh, fucking hell. What was the point of buying a new tablet? It's slower than my old one. Jesus Christ. Oh, look. Sovereign Stars. Let's press that one.
It's all those sites you're visiting and that malware you've picked up, Kevin.
Oh, the wank sites.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got about 30 or 40 on them there. No wonder I've lost 2.5 stone.
Hey, I have got a really, really bad right arm wrist. Because one, I fell off a cliff when I was 10, 11 at Devon. And when they reset my broken wrist, they said, when you get older, it's gonna be a problem. And after having my first tin of Monster, when I've told you all anyway, but I'll be brief, I'll paraphrase. Driving, traveling, commuting around the realm and doing nearly 2,000 kilometers, I felt that pain. And then
Yeah.
doing jobs around the house. I've been back in the, is it loft or attic for English? It really bothers me.
Loft.
We say loft. Yeah, been in the loft. Thank you. Doing work there. It's 95% complete after nigh on 2 years. That's done me in as well.
I'm
So
not
yeah,
surprised. What are you cooking yourself in there? Jesus.
I've had a fan and plenty of waters, but yeah, I can tell you now, nearly 50, and I thought I've got away with it. That they were wrong, but they weren't wrong.
No.
It kills. I hope it don't get arthritic.
Yes.
But that drink. Oh, I got a selection. Well, before we kick it in, and while we wait for some scribes, a selection of my favourite beverages of choice. I found Mountain Dew, pitch black, caffeinel is what it says. So caffeinated Mountain Dew. There we go. I'll put it there. I know it's so you can't get that one here. Alcohol-free beer. Radler is the manufacturer. You got grape, citron, and mint. It does what it says on the tin. Refreshes, but you don't get the hangover with it. Then a German brand, Dreher, strawberry beer. That is delightful. Really cold, hot day, and very strawberry. I have been drinking Palinka just to man myself up, and 80% proof. I have been topping
Get
them
it
up a
down,
little.
yeah.
Yeah. But I am a fan. I don't want to have. They have got, I think, a horrendous amount of sugar per 100 grams. 100 mil, should I say? There's at least 20 gram of sugar because the yeast doesn't. I don't know how they make alcoholic free beer if they extract it. How do you brew it without the reaction of the yeast and the sugar? Perhaps our chemist, our resident alchemist Gansders could enlighten us if he knows, but it's something that
Yes.
does the mind. How do you, is it beer? Is it just something that looks like beer? Is it got alcohol and then they take it out? A bit like when they take out the caffeine from coffee and the process is it more worse for you? But either way, it tastes delicious and yeah,
You
it's
know how they do it? They are actually heating it up so it vaporize the alcohol.
It says
And
0.0
then,
VV. Yeah, 0.0.
yeah,
So it's claiming to have not even a trace.
yeah.
But it looks like beer. It tastes like beer. And that lemon one is my favourite. Dreher and Radler. You can't get these in England. I've tried. So I brought about half a ton of pop, sweets, drinks, because we was travelling in the car and ferry. So that was nice.
Yeah, me myself, I'm sitting here drinking water, Swedish water from our own well, 120 meters down, and I have coffee with cream and sugar, and then I have a whole liter of elderberry juice mixed with lemon. So it's going to be a nice evening. That's what I'm drinking. I think it's a little bit healthier than yours.
Yep, but not healthier than the Hungarian firewater known as Palinka. My goodness. Do we know, random segue of fact, when we do the cheers tradition and you clink the glasses or the vessels, or in our case, the goblets, the tankards together, where that came from? Have you any idea? Would you like to guess if you don't know?
Yeah, here in Sweden we say skål, and that means actually a container, what you
Uh-huh.
put something in. So you clang them together, then you say skål.
That's right. Skull.
Yeah,
Skull.
yeah, yeah, skål.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you drink from horns there?
Only
No,
when we're
drinks while
horny.
having a horn.
Kevin, trust you to, if there's a tone, you'll lower it.
Well, stop giving me reasons to say things.
Well, being live on tube, that's what I'm counting on.
Slauncher. There you go. That one. The Irish
What's that?
one. Slauncher.
Yeah, Solange.
But
That's
why
the
do we
Irish
do it?
cheers. Slauncher.
When did it, allegedly, when did it first happen and what was the reason for doing so?
1523 with a couple of old bishops getting absolutely hammered on communion wine, fell into each other, and the glasses came together. Next question, please.
Like university challenge on acid here.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently, it was either belladonna or some kind of lethal poisonous substance derived from fungi that was used by the English and the Vikings actually. And when it come to pass that the Vikings had been poisoned and the English, you'll have to research the dates, the times. That I can only give you, because it was a long time ago when I collected this useless knowledge that's useful in this moment only. The English went into the Viking camp and attacked them whilst they were not feeling well, spewing their ring. And that was that. Very easy triumph, not necessarily honourable or even moral, ethical, but when it comes to war, I look at the
All is
teaching
fair in love and
of
war.
yeah, that's it. Sun Tzu, the art of war, enemies and friends close, enemies even closer. So
Yeah.
we'll allow that, from this landmass, and I won't say it was our ancestors, so I'm not sure which time and Vikings and English, so we can surmise those historians and more knowledgeable ones of you will be able to put that in the room. We'll let you do some work there if you'd like. And then after it was public knowledge, common knowledge that what the English had done to subdue the Vikings, when parties, not necessarily friends, but obviously political parties, people like that, were to meet and they were having drinks, it was given that they say cheers or skull or whatever the word is in the landmass that you're in. And when you clink the glasses together, a bit of mine goes into yours and a bit of yours goes into mine. So then when we both drink, it forms that trust that we haven't poisoned one another's beverages. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did telling it.
Oh, sorry.
Mother truckers. So the topic tonight, I was trying to tell you, three is human resources, human fuel, HMRC, unauthorized debt chasing, and then to finish and to segue back into what I've just talked about, water shortages and the state of our delivery system, lack of reservoirs, politics. We could get in some Mandy Burnham, things like that as well at the end. We'll go for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Well, you better make it exciting then.
Really? Same old, same old. Same bat cave, same bat time. And that's about it, really. That's all we've got. We'll read the chat room. I'll get the monitor sorted out so I can see everything.
Yeah, I can see the room now. There was a
Right.
major update on the tablet, and that's what happens when you don't use them, isn't it? You put them on and it goes, no, I've got 97 things to download now. Piss.
Yeah, Yanka said that to me. She said, "Well, and I turned on my computer to play gaming, to play games online." She said the orange light was going for ages and everything was really weird. Oh, and that means it's reading the hard drive, love, and you haven't turned it on for a while, so you slowed down the
Yeah.
processing. You need to not do that or turn it on before or update it regular. I didn't buy you a gaming computer so you can burn it out within the first few months. Right. Who do we see? Anders, Eric, Shepherd 63, new scribe. I got in a ferry the other day, got photos and fingerprinted the other side. Did you have the same issue? It was nice to see a new scribe, Shepherd 63. We went with P and O because that was the cheapest. I don't necessarily agree with their sacking of staffs and what they did and how they treat people, but we'll just gloss over that. No, in a nutshell, customs, papers, English side, no problem. Well, an hour and a half, 2 hours queuing, and then on the ferry, off the ferry, 2 hours later, Calais, bit more customs, passports, and then off we went. Port passes, should we say. So, not like what you had. It is a faff. I don't like them. They do worry me, all that weight. You should try some IPA, David, and American corn beer, both quite fruity. All right. Thank you very much, Eric. I do believe I've got an alcohol intolerance, which is not good. Beer, when I say that, just gives me acid a lot. There's not many that I can find clean. There are a few. The original Budvar from Czech, is it? Czech Republic, Prague, somewhere like that. That's nice. There's a few, but not many. So the body says don't drink it. I tried Grappa, Raki, and Palinka, and they're all fine. The homebrew, strong, distilled sorts, but lethal.
As a hobby chemist, I would like that recipe how you're changing a feeling of beer into acid, because that's gonna be the cheapest acid ever to get hands on.
Boil, stomach boil, not acid, the one. You missed the story about the Vikings and the English. We chinked the glasses together because the English put in belladonna or some fungus into the
No, I
Viking
didn't
drink.
miss it. I have headphones, so I
All
hear
right.
you the whole time.
What did you think of that? Did you find it enlightening? Did you find it amusing, or was it rubbish?
It gave me an idea. So when you guys come into Sweden, I'm gonna give you something.
Revealed. Your
I'm Eric. Oh, yeah.
cannabis beer. I try that fruity cannabis beer. That's the one for legalizing in this realm. So, for those
But
on the
when we
replay,
talk about drinks and IPA, I was buying a Guinness here because I have these snail traps, so I fill them with beer, and I was buying a Guinness, and it was a can. And when I empty that one, there was something in it. So then I was reading on it that they put a plastic ball in it to make the foam come out evenly. But I'm thinking, what the fuck? That plastic ball take up a lot of space there you could fill beer.
the
But it's
widget,
strange.
I
Yeah, I was
believe it's a
puzzled
widget of
that.
some kind. They
No,
called it.
it is a white plastic ball.
I know,
Yeah, okay.
but
So
it's
it's
some kind of device, yeah, that releases the gas to to make it foamy and creamy. When they first released it, they called it a widget.
okay.
I think it might have been Guinness, the brewery, that invented it and did it first. Kevin, our resident Alco Frolic, may know more. Who's on mute, by the way.
Yeah.
There you go. Not anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if it's the first can I remember having a widget in it, because when it was introduced, I was actually drinking Guinness fucking very long time ago. Now I hardly touch anything.
Yeah.
Not drink wise, anyway.
It's crazy. Well, not crazy, but it's interesting as you get more mature how your habits and needs and wants and desires manifest and change into things that you never thought would be possible. If your younger self could see you now, they'd probably slap us and say, "What the fuck's happened, my son? Geezer."
Yeah. What's up? How come you got money in your pocket? You always wanked it all on consumables. What's the matter with you? You lightweight.
Factory doves.
I've got some
Guess.
honey raki here
Oh,
that my
really?
mate brought me back. Yeah, my mate brought me back the other week from
Greece.
somewhere in Greece.
Yeah, that'll be Greece. Oh, wow.
Is it honey, Rocky?
Yeah,
Oh,
Raki.
wow.
that's what it says.
Oh, when I was in Spain, I always used to drink something called ron de miel. That was rum with honey. That was so nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The only thing I've drunk with Ron in the beginning of it was Ron 151, which was 151 proof.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is that what they call overproof then?
yeah, that's seriously overproof. Yeah,
I've had Jamaican rum that's been overproof, but I think that was
yeah,
near enough 100. But
yeah. I've got some
Ray and
overproof stuff in
Nephew's
me.
white rum. That's Ray and Nephew's white
yeah,
rum over
believe it might have been.
70%.
And Woods Navy rum. It's like Lamb's, but it's an overproof again. It's stronger, even though Lamb's is quite strong anyway. But yeah, Woods Navy, I believe, is that's an overproof. Something ridiculous. You certainly know you've had it.
See, I like the stronger spirits that the next day don't leave you with a massive hangover, other than the bile and the stomach acid that comes with the impurities and additives and what's the things that
Celtic salt, mate.
the
That's what you've got to
sulfites.
start taking.
The sulfites is what gets me as well. Cheap wine, oh no. Oh, German
Oh
wine or
no,
cheap wine.
lead flour milks, blue nun.
Ugh.
Oh dear.
God,
That's some sour shit, that lid farming.
oh, wow. So welcome
And
to the
it's
drinks
happening.
review.
Yeah.
Welcome to the alcohol show.
Yeah, we've changed from human resources, fuel, HMRC. We're just gonna review our favourite beverages of years
Yeah.
past.
Now we're talking about resources for humans.
Now that was fast and that was sharp. 5 sovereign credits to you.
Oh, thank God I can pay me debts this week.
Result.
So, what's up with the water, David?
We ain't got enough. The water companies, directors, executives, and the companies thereof, privatized over here, not state, national owned, are making millions of profits and pocketing them. And then they've got the cheek to send out notices and letters saying that we are in high demand areas, and they're considering telling us that because of the catchment area, many boroughs, counties, cities are being advised that water meters are going to be fitted. There's no choice. The fact that they haven't invested the profits and built and
Yeah,
constructed any more reservoirs, with the population living longer, expanding, the open border system that we've got from France to England, yeah, the increase of houses of multiple occupancy, HMO, all things considered, when we get a bit of heat, like we have done,
we
they
shall
then
be.
start to flap and say, you're going to have water meters. And it turns out that with the hose pipe bans and people using water sparingly, it still doesn't cover, I think they said, a fifth of the leaks that the companies haven't looked after and repaired. The infrastructure for providing the water is as holy as the Holy Bible or a colander or a sieve, and they're losing more water than we are going to gain by not using hose pipes and having meters and reducing our water use. They're pissing it basically in the floor everywhere.
It's not leaking any water. What it's leaking, it is money. All those money you've been paying for the water that should go to maintenance for the pipes and everything. Nothing there. All the money has been going as bonuses for the big
Yeah,
companies. That's what it is, So it's a
yeah.
leak of money. It's no leak of water.
That's
Neglect.
exactly what's just happened to Thames Water down this way. They've just had a massive, huge fine, and now they're putting adverts out going, "We're just about to spend so many hundreds of millions on the infrastructure." Yeah, but you should have been doing that all the way along. This is the
Yeah, but
trouble.
that is not correct either, you know, because if you go on a new built road, then it's going to be a pay road. So first they're going to say, we're going to put this money into infrastructure. Yes, so they can take money every time you're using their roads. That's how it's
Yeah,
going to be. Yeah.
it's all bollocks. But
It's only
notice,
illegal.
oh, there's a hose pipe ban, right? But they don't go, there's a bucket ban as well. So what's the problem? So you got, or a watering can ban. What's the fucking difference? You can go and
Exactly.
keep filling your watering can up, walking around the garden, or a bucket, walking around the garden, but you can't do it from a hose. How fucking ridiculous.
It's like they operate on the premise it's only illegal if you get caught, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's what we find.
That's right, yeah.
Much as when we find remedy for something, we find that those with the ability to research, ask questions, read, and then double check, and then try to counter the claim, sometimes win. But if they hadn't have done that and they'd in the first instance just admitted defeat and hold their hands up and say, okay, fair cop, you're telling me this, it must be true, I'll do what you say. They pause, they conditionally accept or whatever is the norm to keep clean hands and in honor, and then they go and formulate a response, articulate it so it's concise, logical, ethical, moral, in line with having clean hands, send it, and then we find things suddenly change, isn't it?
Amazing.
It's credit to those that do challenge and ask questions and double check, because oftentimes we find that you can lessen the claim, discharge it, or even it can lead to a discontinuation of procedure processes. But
Yeah.
those that don't are the low hanging fruit that the systems often feed upon. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree. And the reason is because they don't do anything or ever question anything. It's like I say to everybody, this is the problem. Question everything. Be a pain in the ass. Because they're so used to people not doing it, it's become part of the norm. What do you mean you're questioning us? They're just not, they don't know what to do when somebody, same with the DWP, everything. Some your stuff. Any entity, you get on the phone and start showing your stuff, they don't know what to do with you. They're not used to it.
It just
I
makes
love
me
it.
think of Bert's recent one. Is that traffic
Oh,
camera ministerial approved?
yes.
It turns out it isn't. So what are you doing? What's all this
Yeah.
about? What are you
Well gone
doing,
then.
Sam?
You're having a laugh, sunshine.
I
Or
got another one.
oh no,
Oh,
Yeah.
are you collecting them?
Well, they just seem to come
he
to
needs
me, don't they?
wallpaper.
But even that, you wouldn't make this one up. Yeah. Registered users only on a sign on a county court building. What is registered users? It's hardly a contract. So they've sent me a penalty because I've gone in a zone where it's registered users only. Yeah. Now legally, there's case law for all that, and I found it, and I thought, oh, okay, all right then, yeah, because it's actually where it says registered users, yeah, and then they've sent this penalty, which is I think around £100 now or whatever. Forget now, it might even be more, yeah. But they've
Too much.
tried to obviously escalate it. And then when I've checked, it's actually in a court of law, I've committed a civil trespass from their registered user side. So basically, they not got a leg to stand on because I've not broken contract law. So
Go on, Albert.
because there is no contract.
No.
Result.
It's a civil thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've politely asked me it's for registered users only, and I've committed that civil trespass. So, and they're sending me contract stuff, and then even the company has changed hands. Like they've got the third parties involved, and the third party thinks they're clever because they've sent me saying, which has got the enforcement stuff at the top. So they're doing underhanded debt collection. So I've politely voiced my opinion at the BPA, where they're authorised members. So I hope they get their ass whooped. Yeah.
Well, more for them for picking on you. That's all I'm saying. You're going to pick on someone. Make sure it ain't Albert.
I do it in all care, because how many people have they ripped off? Do you know what I mean? Sending these threats, this and that, and whatever. And straight away, like, I was thinking there's no contract or anything. And then when I've dug into it, I've committed a civil trespass, and obviously I haven't committed any breach of contract or anything. So I wait for them and just let it go. If they take me to county court, I'm gonna love it.
Oh, he's hoping.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, no, fucking right, mate.
I say the inconvenience, the sleepless nights.
Yeah. Hurt feelings. Don't forget that one. That's worth up to 11 grand.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Dave told, I'll save, he'll tell you.
And say nothing, Johnny Tight Lips.
Yeah, all right. That's hardly your name. That's the anti-David.
I've grown in the last several years, actually. Developed.
Yeah, put another cushion on your seat.
I do get it though with the water, because shareholders and all that have had quite a lot of dividends and bonuses and all that from the old water board lot. Yeah, some of them are, to the point of nearly breaking, but they're all taking these bonuses. Yeah, it makes you die. You know what I mean? The company,
I've always thought the shareholder thing was, you got your fucking payouts whenever it is your dividends, but when it all goes tits, you got to put money back in. That's the whole game. But that doesn't happen anymore.
Not in that aspect. Yeah. Yeah. Them days.
So what happens? Mate. They all get their bonuses, and us fuckers end up with the bill for bailing them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking wrong.
And blame everything else. Yeah. Shrinkflation and that.
Crazy.
Do you have any big data centers that they are building?
Yes.
Because there they are using a lot of water, and they are using fresh water to just hold the system, and then that fresh water, it is flushed out in the rivers or the sewer system, and that's a waste of water.
Yeah.
Well, you are correct. I'm not going to argue with any of that. Yank has mentioned this to me as well and told me she doesn't use AI for that exact reason. And then I said to her, well done, I'm very proud of you. But imagine that we live on this realm. We live in this realm. It's called Earth. It's 80% water. So really, it's not Earth. It's more aqua than Earth. Yeah. And we can't manage.
71%.
It's incredible, isn't it? Another upside down, inside out attribute of our reality. And really, we've got more than enough water. In Sardinia, Italy, they don't have water throughout the day because they have to transfer the seawater to the processing plant, and then they process it for the next day. So you generally have water in the morning till noon-ish, and then it stops, and then they process and they do it that way. So I don't understand why there's a man-made scarcity, because it is a man-made scarcity of clean water when we live on a realm that's allegedly more water than Earth. How
Yeah,
have we
but
got to this point?
yeah, but you know what? I can connect all these stuffs even to the electric system because before here in Sweden we had nuclear plants and everything. We had electricity here. We had water turbines up in the north. You know, endless electricity. But then suddenly they was building all these the computer centers, data centers, and then the electricity was scarce. You know, oh, we don't have so much electricity. You know, you can't put it up. And now they are saying that the lines are in so bad shape, so we have to pay more to take care of the service. And but we've been building up this system. It was working. We are using less electricity now than we did 20 years ago,
Yeah.
you know? So that's the same with the water. That that system, it is made for the people and it was water enough to everybody. Then suddenly there was a water scarce, you know, and this water is going through the pipes to these data centers. So that's what they are using. They're using our things for their uh, benefit. Both electricity, water, what is going to be next? Yeah, now it's
The,
going to be food. You know, there's
the
no
air,
farmers left.
Yeah.
No farmers left, you know. So it's going to be
oxygen.
like, yeah, sure, breeding tax, you know.
Don't forget, and also most of the world, a lot of the Mediterranean is on fire. We'll say France is Europe, but that's also on fire, excluding France. But what water do they use then? You know, such a high demand for it.
But all
Fire
I know in Spain, they was flying out with airplanes out in the Mediterranean, and they was taking water there when they
from
was
the
putting
sea.
out fire. Yeah, from the sea.
It's just incredible. We classify ourselves as smart, intelligent, etc. But well, I suppose the common man, person, soul is, but it's the corporations, as you've rightly said. Yeah, those are the ones that are um, using up the common heritage of mankind. The
Yeah,
corporations, mismanagement, governments, corporations alike. And you also mentioned electric. Before we get into things and proceed on with the title and the topics of which we've got planned, we don't necessarily have to speak of them. We'll include the HMRC and the unauthorised debt chasing and let people know what we're doing with that. But so please hang on and be patient, or if you're on the replay, you can skip it till you find a bit that's interesting and relevant. Electric. You reminded me of when we talked about when we discovered this channel ourselves, the trust, the Kabbalion by the three initiates of 1903, was it? I'm not sure if it's the three initiates, but it could also be just one soul that authorized that publication. The dielectric scribes that are interested, word porn fans, make a note of that. When we talk about law, right and wrong, and things such as, I'm going to scramble for some notes, and I'd like about 4 minutes. If you need to go for a wee, roll a cigarette or something, you three, please do so. But yeah, no messing around. If you don't know of Hermes Trismegistus, Thoth, the three initiates, the Kabbalion, and dielectric, then please get on it and then get back to us. And if you do, put your comments in the chat room or on the replay, put it underneath. But listen to this. Here we go. Polarity, the principles of what's written in the Kabbalion. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites, like and unlike are the same. We're talking now Hegelian dialect. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. And that's a direct quote from chapter X of the Kabbalion by the three initiates. And it's on polarity. Now, let me just carry on a little bit. Yeah. Just bear with me. I'm scrolling. All truths are half-truths. That's a doozy, isn't it? That's the dielectric, DIALEC, TRIC. All right, just follow with me for a few minutes. Let me get more notes. That's where it comes from. So
You should have lift music, Dave, ready for when you're looking at stuff. Just play a bit of lift music for everybody.
lift, no.
No,
Stop it.
okay, calm
No.
down.
We got you lot for that background music.
Background noise.
Yeah.
Aren't you calling it elevator music?
No, that's American English.
No, that's American. We don't do that.
Okay.
Right, I'm just going to carry on with what I'm talking about all truths are in fact half-truths. Okay.
That is only an half truth you was just saying now.
That's
Yeah,
right.
what you've just said is half bollocks.
That's where it comes from. So it's not really about ancient philosophy for its own sake. Already living
That is a
inside.
very confusing statement, isn't it? All truths are half truths.
I'm going to explain if you give me the chance. I'm going to try to
hurry up.
explain. So we're already living inside this belief system, you know, in classrooms, in institutions, yeah, inside the culture you consume every day. Most of them never chose it consciously. Yeah. They, you know, us inherited a way of thinking generation after generation without ever being told. We've inherited a way of thinking. Yeah. And this is what we're here to do, challenging, bringing new things to the table. We don't challenge where it actually came from. And here is the part that should actually unsettle you. You've already been told where this is heading. Yeah, we see what is coming. We have a connected world, every mind linked to every other mind, a sustainable, we'll say inclusive future announced from a stage years in advance, like a schedule. The great reset is upon us, like a schedule, you know, rather than a possibility. The goals were never a response to what the world needed. What else does it say? It says the world got rearranged to fit the goals. That's the tell. That's how you know which belief system someone actually answers to, whether they call it in public. None of this moves loudly. It doesn't ask you to march or revolt or pick a side. It just asks you to stop questioning. And like what we said earlier about remedy and what we do, you see, I'm segueing it in. This is a tedious link from Anders' comment, and I'm scrambling for my notes. But most of us are tired enough to comply, you know, without ever noticing we agreed to it, because somewhere in all of this, God got quietly replaced. Some people find that catastrophic, and others just call it science and say the old idea was overdue to go. Either way, the empty seat didn't stay empty for long. All this is asking you is the opposite of compliance. Think for yourself. Don't let somebody or something else decide in advance what you're allowed to believe. Yeah, and then we've got some more. I'm getting to the end. We live in the frame that is produced, whether when we live in or accept or operate within and fail to discern one of these simula, we are in the wizard's circle. No comments about sleeves. Yeah, we're in the wizard circle. And as Eric Fogin correctly said, we are lost. So our goal has to be to escape the wizard circle. Have you never heard of the wizard circle? We have now. And to help other people escape the wizard circle, why we're here tonight, the work that we do. The way to get out and to help others out is to learn to reject the framing. Think of the work that we do, all that we've talked about over these 12 years. This is a framing game. They control the linguistic, wordsmiths, word salad, yeah, etymology. They control the linguistic framing through discourses and postmodernism, loading the language. They control, the hierarchy that enslaves you, they control the knowledge, framing by deciding what knowledge counts and what knowledge does not count. We see ways of knowing and other ways of knowing, like gnosis. Look what gnosis is pointing to. They know where they're from, where they're going, etc. The knowledge that they hold. Gnostics in themselves, they control the physiological framing through gaslighting us. We've seen a lot of that, especially in the last 5 to 7 years. Through struggle sessions, they make you feel, or through making you feel like you don't fit in or that you're a bad soul, through whipping up tornadoes of shame and guilt, sucking you into them until you transform your psychology. To be in line with their program. They control the moral framing by saying things like that the right wing is intrinsically bad, or that this is bad, or you're associated with bad and guilt by association, and you're a bad soul, a bad person if you're not going along with the narrative, the rhetoric, the agenda with them. Fact, everybody's evil except those that are purporting this. Their magic allows them to avoid evil while they intentionally do it. That's where a red pill goes. That's what gets them. People say electric cars, they're coming, they've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to get rid of that. And then you say, well, have you? And somebody will say, yeah, because that's what they're telling us. And people don't resist. People don't question. Enough of us, what we purport to be doing within this is the dialectric, is the gnosis that we have, the reasoning that we have, the reasons why we get up and help others, bring information to the forefront, give up our spare time, research and bring codes, languages, gematria, legalese, conditional acceptance, how to perform specifically to be able to not just exist, but to live rather than exist or survive. Yeah, and you look, if you get the Kabbalion, if you want answer to I'm not going to give it you. I'm giving you a teaser because Anders mentioned the word electric and my brain went on one. And the three initiates, the Kabbalion, and look at the principles, the realms that it says that they teach. Yeah, look at to close down Hermeticism in itself, rather than Christianity or Islam or any other substance. What is it? Controlled. It's called something organized religion that has been given to you without you questioning certain things, and that's the hook. That is the takeaway. That's what I want you to unpack, and that's what we do. That is the journey that all of us are on. Yeah, I yield and thank you for that 5 minutes. I think that was important and relevant and philosophical. The eye, look into the eye.
Just want
Lines.
to just want to say to Moo, she's put a question in there. It says, "How true is the idea that all truths are only half truths?" Well, it's only half true.
There is a look at it. I've just told you, and I've just not told you, I've just informed you, and I've given you the source, the origin, and the principality of the gnosis of this, and I've just given you a 5 minute rant. So next time we're live, I would love to divulge this and unpack it further. But for now, Moo, welcome. Thank you for your time and comments. And if you don't know of the three initiates, the Kabbalion, Thoth, Hermes, the Emerald Tablets, and such things as the dielectric, yeah, and those areas of
Oh,
philosophy and gnosis, then get to know and come back and we will go further. If you do know, then I will watch the chat room and we'll continue on. But while we're doing that, um, we were going to talk about the HMRC because that's in the title. Human fuel, that ties in with the little bit of how we are human fuel as well. I'm tired. I've been away for 3 weeks. I've got to go back into the grindstone servitude tomorrow. I'm dreading it. It's been hot and I'm just relaxed today and I don't really want to get too focused on a particular topic when we've already been going nigh on an hour and we've got more other important issues that can help people to discuss. So hear where we're coming from and the reasons why. Human fuel, how human resources. Humans are never to be considered resources, but we are in a commercial realm and setting, and the way that we submit applications and waive our intrinsic, inherent, unalienable rights, if those that don't know how to reserve them often do. The HMRC have written to somebody that's close to us and said that in 2009 to 2010, that how long ago was that? Do we say let's round it up to 2010 and make it
16,
easy?
16 years.
16 years ago, yeah, there was an overpayment of some tax credits, and that they're now liable to pay the settle, yeah, set off the difference, pay with credits, fiat currency that you come by very much by your sweat equity, oftentimes, yeah. So is it fair, one, the 13 or so, 30 that are watching now, to do so? Is it reasonable to do so? Would you be able to go back and find records from 16 years ago to argue this and to prove if it's right or wrong? Or would you just bow down, bend over, kiss the ring and pay and submit? How do you feel about that? What are your comments on this? Is it ethical? Is it moral? Is it right? Is it just? Is it proper? Are you having it? Has it happened to you? Do you know anyone else that's had demands or threats of the force of law, deductions via PAYE and earnings through employer put to anyone? Because that's something we're about to go in head first and collect up quite a lot of you, and we can look to overturn this. We've already got a remedy. I've already given half of it away by accident by my jibber jabber, and I'll yield and let the three on here, the good souls, comment, and I'll look at the input from the chat room. Off you go. Thank you.
Would I submit? Absolutely no chance. Not after that amount of time. They'd be lucky after 6 years, let alone 16. Get fucked. No chance whatsoever. Who made the mistake? You did. 16 years later, you come and tell me to pay for it. Yeah. Jog on. Good luck with that. I'll pay it,
Anders,
but here's what it's going to cost you for me to interact.
it's terrible, isn't it? It's absolutely. Is it? Are they that desperate to claw back And those that don't know how to handle this or aren't in the right capacity to do so, don't have the capacity to do so, which is a lot, millions. Yeah. Anyway, I've said enough. Anders, Albert, Kevin, continue on, please. Chat room. I'd like to hear what you think about this, how you would handle it, what you would do, your comments and feelings, because this is where we're at. More than one soul has let us know that the HMRC,
I'd ask
who are
straight
the,
away for a statement of reason why it's
yeah,
took so long and all that kind of thing. And then it can't go to court, can it? It is subject to statute limitation,
Yeah.
6 years, but it's HMRC and they will do what they feel. Do you know what I mean? Those agents in office for them, they're all, you know, running by scripts and doing as they're told. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it's a hard fight nowadays, but those that don't assert rights have got none. So
Exactly.
I would think that it's time to put the onus on them, you know what I mean? And make it out that it's official error. And yeah, the burden is on them. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're still going to end up with who knows how many people they've done this to. So if a couple of them attempt to get fucked and are successful, ain't really going to affect
They've done
anything.
it loads. They're
Exactly.
really, yeah, they're desperate. We're big time desperate. I reckon this whole country will collapse by the end of the year.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, mate.
A lot is happening on the gold front and all. So, yeah, I think China's trying to stick a nail in the coffin of fiat currency.
Yeah. Well, that's hence the BRICS stuff.
Well, I've heard China recently stop the futures contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, stopping the futures contracts is people buying into the fallacy of all this gold.
Yeah.
I'll buy an ounce or whatever and I'll come for it later. And then obviously you got the right to have it delivered and all that. And then, yeah, there's not much to be delivered. So
Yeah.
they're all buying it like
We
mad.
ain't got it.
We got it, but only if we are paying for it.
Yeah. Well, they just give you a certificate, don't they? A lot of them.
They don't want to give out the gold, mate. The gold is, yeah. You watch this space. I think from here it does travel up a bit. Yeah, over the next 2-3 months.
Yeah.
who are the HMRC? Government, majesty, private corps?
Private court.
Oh, that's debatable.
So there we go. Come on, let's look at that as well before we move on.
Yeah, because they
private
are,
corps
they
with
are
no
a leading
books.
one, aren't they? They're not subject to others. Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, they're kind of independent, I would say. HMRC.
Yes.
They are actually
They got that
sovereign.
mask that they're an agency of the government, but nah. They're
No, but they are
way popular than
sovereign.
us. Yeah.
Albert, they are sovereign.
Oh, really?
That's
What,
what
HMRC?
they are.
No.
No, they can't be sovereign because they don't actually exist. They're a dead entity.
And isn't it foretold that we give our sovereignty to the government, as in Parliament, government?
Well, we give sovereignty to the king. We give it to the king. And then he shares it out with the rest of them. We don't give sovereignty to Parliament, we give it to the king. And it could be taken away.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes, but they always say that the country is sovereign. Is it
No, we've heard them. They've tried that with Parliament, haven't they? Parliament is sovereign. No, it fucking isn't. Absolutely not. And if they are, where did they get it from? Because we give it to the king, who ain't even a king, never has been. He's like his mother.
Yeah, he handed it fucking over to them, didn't he?
Well, that's why he's all in the. He's just a weft puppet. That's why he's gone. Oh, and I'm going to encourage my ministers to bring in fucking digital ID. Yeah, you fucking snake.
Go on, son. Go on, my son. Get in there.
I hope you're riddled with cancer because you are cancer, you fuckwit.
when we used to have
Fuck
to
off.
Yeah, here.
petition the king
Here.
back in the day, it was petition the king. But now all the fucking petitions end up wherever you get 10,000 or whatever, or 100,000, and then it depends how long you're going to get in Parliament for them to speak about the issue you're raising.
So it's not just, it's not right, it's not proper. It's you haven't got a long historical
Eric.
record to go
Nick.
back. I think the law says 6 or 7 years legally. When I say law, that's just scrub that. The law doesn't say the legal principle. Yeah,
Statute
it's to
barred.
keep records. So 16 years is 10 years over that limit as well, is it not?
Yeah.
How would one be able to refer back to that time period and
Statute of
confirm?
limitations kicks in as well.
And you've said the statute of limitations, and there is a code of practice that will be
Yeah.
so, and they're a
And
private
ethics.
corporation.
Code of ethics.
That's it. Yeah. So we've got lots here. So if you know anyone or you encounter anyone, make sure you visit us at splspro.com. I'm going to create a dedicated forum for this and put down all the remedy that you require. And if you're really stuck and you can't get into splspro.com, we'll be kind and message you and give you the information that you require. And when you can come and find us and support us for 12 credits a year. But what a fucking state that they must be in. Perhaps they're using AI and they're introducing AI now, and where the humans have made little errors or overpayments that have been omissions and errors, yeah, we'll say, over the administrative process. The computers are now going through the archives, the AI systems, using that clean water that we haven't got any of to spare, apparently, despite living on a realm that's comprised of more water than it is Earth, being called Earth. It's just madness, and I get pissed off and annoyed with it. And if 2 people have contacted us regarding this, then I dare say there will be more. So we've given you more than enough to handle this. And I now want to go back to Moo. I know you was joking. I don't see there's another comment, and you've taken that in the spirit in which it was given. But the phrase "all truths are half truth" is a central aphorism from the principle of polarity, of which I read out to you at the beginning, from the Three Initiates, Chapter X in the Kabbalion. It's the 4th of the 7 Hermetic principles detailed in the Kabbalion from 1908. And to clarify a quick technical detail first, Hermetic philosophy refers to this as the principle of polarity, whereas the term dielectric, I said A because I'm tired, it's di and then electric, belongs to classical electromagnetism and physics, referring to, we'll say, insulating materials that support electrostatic fields. However, Hermetic texts often draw parallels between metaphysical polarity and physical forces like electricity and magnetism. So step 1, the principle of polarity defined in the Kabbalion, it states polarity manifests. Everything, whether we like it and we want to accept it or not, is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. That's the bit you need to hang on. All truths are but half truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. The core idea is that what we perceive as separate opposites are actually 2 ends of the exact same continuum. So opposites are different degrees of one thing. To understand why truths are half truths, consider physical properties, hot and cold. Let's go somewhere else. There is no absolute point where cold stops and hot begins. There are simply relative measurements of thermal energy, vibration. Cold is just the absence of heat. Another one, light and dark. Darkness is not a substance. It is merely the absence or lower degree of light. We talked about the Hegelian dialect many moons ago, and love and hate both are emotionally in what? Intensity directed towards an object, differing only in degree and mental frequency, because opposites are merely relative points on a single scale. Yeah, any statement describing one pole is incomplete without acknowledging its relationship to the other pole. Why any human truth is only half truth. Here we go. When a human states a truth, like I said, when you questioned Moo, they are usually describing a specific point on a spectrum or viewing a reality from a single perspective. Perspective constraints, capturing one side of a coin, ignores the flip side. Stating that fire is destructive is true, but fire is also creative and transforming. Stating either on its own is only a half truth. Context and relativity. Truth in the physical world is relative to scale and frame of reference. I went on and told you about how they frame what we've come to learn, how we've been taught, what we believe, how we've been framed, and how we've been schooled and not educated. Yeah, something that is solid at a macro scale is most empty space at a quantum scale. So there's loads there that I've got lots of notes now, but to summarize and to shut it down, all truths are half truth teaches that dogmatic statements are inherently incomplete. Ultimate reality, the all, encompasses the whole spectrum, whereas human language and perception can only focus on one degree or pole at a time. True wisdom lies in seeing both poles simultaneously and learning to reconcile the paradox. And to finish that with a little thing that's just popped in, when you see and hear as above, so below, as above. So as above, so below, as above. It completes the whole. It's deep and it's not for now, but that's where and why. And I know it's tedious because all Anders mentioned was the word electric, and I went on a tangent with how we can segue this into relevance of philosophy, law, life, souls, energy, fuel, dogmatic traditions, and what we do and why we do it, and why we get called freemen on the land and sovereign citizens, when actually we are all initiates, feeding ourselves soul food, learning the principles of Hermeticism, rising up. We're no better than anyone else. We're just different. That's all. We haven't got any special qualities. We just see things like the academics will say, oh, he's autistic. He's got ADHD. Oh, this one is disabled. This one is because we don't follow the Orwellian and Arthur C. Clarke paradoxes of what they've told us will come, and we resist, we challenge, we think, we question, we retain and reserve, and we don't give a rat's ass if we piss the people off in the self-appointed authoritarian positions of whatever, whether it be custodian, judicial, administrative, clerical, managerial, commercial, everything.
Right,
We do
in
it.
here.
Boom. Go on, Anders. Take it away, brother.
Yeah. Why do we need truth? We need truth so we can tell other people that this was in fact the thing that happened, or this was what they said, or something. But as you've been doing also, you've been talking a lot about witnesses. You need two or more good men to be a witness, yeah, and a half truth is only your view of it. If there is another person that has another view of it, then you put them together, and then that's going to be the truth. That's how I see it, if we're going to be philosophical here. So yeah, it takes two to tango. That's what they say. So yes, but I mean it. There is always two sides of a story. That's what they say. Then I
Yeah.
can
That's right. Yeah.
accept that is a
No,
truth is only a half true as long as you don't have a witness to that.
don't they actually say there's three sides to every story? My
Yeah,
side, your side, and then the truth.
yeah.
No, that's you and your missus. That's your wife telling you that.
Yeah. Okay, dear. Please don't punch me anymore.
Ah,
No, but I think it's important to understand what the truth means, and
uh-huh.
why do we need it?
Yeah,
Well, this
like in
day and age,
court.
you've got my truth, haven't you?
Well,
With all
wait,
this fucking woke lot.
when they ask you to swear in the court, however you want to, not profanities, but swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes, this is why
Yeah.
also it's relevant. And as you've jogged me because I didn't say that, and I had that on the tip of my tongue, but I got waylaid with other comments. Yeah. So how can anybody in this realm, in what we find in this reality, and how it's composed and how it's made up, in fact, tell the whole truth? You can only tell from
Exactly.
one perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's subjective. Would it not be
Yeah.
subjective then? Yeah.
Yeah. But then we
Yeah.
could all agree that every truth is only half truth.
Thank
If
you.
it
At
only
last.
comes from one side, from one view, one angle, one person.
So the hermetic principles and the dielectric, the principle of polarity is where you'll find more. If you want to research and also get the book by the three initiates entitled The Kabbalion, and look furthermore into Hermeticism, Hermes, Thoth, and you will be on the right track. You will get to know where we're coming from. We've given you enough on that for now. Well, this is the realm that we've come to see. Reality is but an illusion, did Einstein not say?
Yeah.
And the legal realm, like substance over form, then. Yeah, what we've come to see that somebody has mentioned recently. Yeah, what is substance? What is form? Which is true? They're both true, but a different perspective. From a legal perspective, the form is true. From man's perspective, the substance is true. But come on, Anders, have you got any comments on that little beaut? Segued it in, my son.
Yeah, but this is a post from a guy here in Sweden called Legenet, and I used to have some conversations with him, and he put up some quite good information, and I thought this was just brilliant. That was just brilliant. But it also said that consistence, form can never trump consistence, because consistence is the ground. Yeah, we can talk about that truth statement, you know, because consistent is the truth, what really happened. Form is how we see the truth from our angle, from our perspective. So that is why the lawyers, they are always painting up their picture of it, really like this is the story here, and yeah, that's what we do in our life the whole time. Yeah. Oh, this goes deep, you know. This goes
Very
really deep.
philosophical. It is philosophical, and that's what we're here for as well, rather than just idle chit chat. We try to make these shows and presentations useful, insightful, and talk about relevant subject matter, topics, back up where we get our reasoning from, like when we help others that are in need and give our free time, knowledge applied in the correct way is wisdom, our gnosis, our understanding, our overstanding, our inner standing, and the reasons why we are successful with what we do is because of those attributes and qualities that we employ, and because of ourselves, of the fact that we don't just regurgitate. We are referencing, we are giving citations, but we're not just copying or regurgitating for the sake of it to gain viewers, thumbs up, likes, shares, credits, etc. And there's a bigger picture. You know, I've said for some time that there is a lot more to discuss, talk about, and learn than how to get away with PCNs, council tax, looking for the subterfuge that we've come across, the distractions, you know, the claim of right, the claim of life, what they put before us, what they frame before us for us to focus on. We've decided it is possible and it is attainable to get alternative provisions and move forward, but that's going to be given to us and accessible to us when we have proven to ourselves foremost and first, and to others and the universe, our higher selves, that we are worthy and capable. Then, like, did they not release something called The Secret that was supposedly the truth on how to command and manifest? Any of you hear of that before? Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about it, but really, that is not something I would recommend because the secret is manifesting. And if you manifest, I know that it works, you know, because I've been doing it, you know, but I also know it is not God's power behind it, you know. It is not. It is coming from do what you will, do whatever, act like in God. You are in God. We are no gods yet. We have to live this life first, you know. Then we have to be saved, you know. Then we can maybe be half gods or something, you know. But not yet. Not yet. So I'm against all this new age stuffs and Blavatsky, that's a real devil Baal worshipper, but we have to read it so we know how they are working it, you know. Then we can stay away from it when we know how it works. Because that's what we have to do. And it says also, don't take any part in evil or the devil or something. Rather, um, what's the name? Rather expose it. Take no part in evil, rather expose it. Something like that. You can Google it, David.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like that, you know. Even if they say you shouldn't take part of it, nobody said you can't read it, you can't understand it. You have to. You know, that's what people are doing now. Oh, you can't watch that, you can't read that, you can't do that. Why? No, because then you're using your own brain, you know. And when we talk about brain, this is something that I'm going to try actually. They've been doing a test in Russia with uh, for children that was going into school. So with their left hand, they should write from A to G or something, or and then on the right hand they should write from 1 to 20. Yeah, so it's the same number in the alphabet, so the same letter. I don't know what it is now. But then when you are doing that training, you are activating both left brain half and right brain half. And the children, they was doing so good, so they was taking away this project. They was scrapping the whole program, you know. So that is something that I'm gonna try now. I'm gonna do that every day, every morning. Then I'm gonna write with my left hand, write the alphabet, and with my right hand, write the numbers down to a certain number, a certain letter. You know? But do that every day, so you are are using both of your brain half at the same time. That's, for the fuck's sake, God hasn't created us to only use one brain half at the time, you know?
Yeah.
So, oh, now I'm scared. Now I only use this brain half, you know? No, it has to be like James Bond, you know? They can use both brain halves, you know? They can stand there and almost get shot, and then they look to the next woman there and said, "Do you want to have sex tonight?" You know, they can use all their senses in one, and in a way, they are showing us. You know, they are showing us how it should be done.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we think they are so fantastic. But if we are just training on it ourselves, you know, that's a brilliant thing. It is, and you can research it too. I don't have a link for it or anything, but it's something that we should do. And the same thing when we're only watching TV, we only use one brain half. I mean, when I used to work, you know, I was doing painting jobs or sandblastering jobs, you know. When I was working, I was doing the work, but then I always was thinking about something totally different. Maybe what I'm gonna do when I come home, but I was still doing my work, you know. So that's sort of the same thing. You're using both brain halves, you know. And that's important, you know, because if we
Yeah.
only sit in front of a computer or TV or, yeah. So I have to force myself when I'm sitting, wake up in the mornings and I start the computer here and I watch it and I'm telling myself, stop watching these stupid shorts on YouTube. Go out,
Again,
go
the
out, do
attention
something.
span. Yeah, the attention span, the doom scrolling. They know the institutions, the Vaticano. You know, look at what's in the
Yeah,
allegedly. We you can't, but some have purported to have seen the secrets and the occulted knowledge that's in there. And those that make the when I said schooling, fooling, not educated, yeah, those that made these systems that created and managed them, they've done it for a reason. About the intellect, knowledge, knowing thyself. Yes, we don't know. Spiritual suicide has more or less happened, and we just follow. We don't have attention spans. We believe what we're fed. Um, the flock, the folk, the shepherd, shepherding. He doesn't keep the sheep because he loves them or the cattle. Husbandry, animal husbandry as it's known, the shepherd, he keeps them, he fattens them up, he fleeces them if it's a sheep, and then he slaughters them, he sends them to slaughter, and he profits. That's what it's
yeah,
all about, human fuel. And also, I watched a very good documentary on Tube not long ago about how Buddhist monks, the Tibetan monks and Buddhist monks, when Buddhism itself, sitting outside in the Himalayas in snow and ice and extremely cold temperatures, heat up their hands and feet. And the scientists put thermal sensors on the hands and the feet and said, if you would like to demonstrate your abilities, we would be most graceful about how we deal with this, and you can teach us what you're telling us and what your the abilities, superhuman abilities that they apparently have, which aren't superhuman because they are Homo sapien mankind like us, all of us. Nothing special about them. They've trained their mind. What you eat, you are, knowledge, food, all of it. So when the monks went, and there were several of them, to go and demonstrate on the sensors from the scientist's point of view, they could see their hands and feet got a lot warmer than they were previously. When they analyzed, here's the takeaway bit, Anders, when they analyzed the neurological activity of the monks when they did this practice, guess which side or how much of the brain they were using when they did this? Was it the left? Was it the right? Or was it all, both parts at the same time? Which one do you think
I
is the...
I mean, I got two fucking balls, and it's not one that works at the time. It's both that works at the same time. And the same with my nostrils, the same with my eyes, the same with my ears. So it's a natural thing that we should use both, because
Yep.
if we don't do that, we don't get the perspective. Perspective you get when you have two eyes, then you get the perspective. You don't get the perspective with one eye. So it's really like that, and it's the same with the brain half. If you don't have two fucking brain halves working together, you can't get any perspective of the stuff. You can only get a half truth, like we was talking about. You get the
Yes.
half truth. Yes. So I think we are on it here. So I think we should start to do this practice every morning. Write with both hands at the same time, writing down. Do. You only have to do like 20 numbers. You don't have to do the X's and things. Make it easy first, five of each. And when you do that easy, then you start with 10 of each. We should do it. I mean it. I think this could be a good thing.
The shit that we come out with.
Education.
It's beautiful. This is beautiful. I don't. This all came from the word electric, remember, as well. And my random brain thought, my moment of, and going into the Kabbalion and you know, oh my dear, polarity principles, but polarity in itself. And yes, you are right. They were using the left and the right brain simultaneously to heat up the extremities, the hands and feet, to change up to 10 degrees difference while sitting in the icy climate of the Himalayas. So use it or lose it is the takeaway from that. What you can unpack, isn't it? And we've been trained not to use it, and we've lost it. We've lost a lot.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't
Indeed.
know. That's it. This has been a beautiful random chat, actually, and cast. I hope the scribes enjoy it as much as we have. We're providing remedy across all the spectrum and reasoning and logic behind it.
Yeah, but reasoning and logic comes out of experience. And we all have experience. We all have experience. Like we all been going through the court system in one way or another, doing not legal business, but fighting the legal business. There's always been something there. And we are meant for it. That's why we are doing it. I can't believe it. When I was meeting you guys down in the Clongocklin and the field, he was asking me, would you like to work with this with the children? I think, no, I've said, I rather work with paralegal guys here, that is here, you know, because first of all, I'm not that kind of person that have a clean background. I mean, if you are gonna protect children, you have to be a nice guy. That's what I mean. I was never a
Got form.
nice guy, but
You
I
got
have
some
became
form.
one. Yes, but I became a nice guy. That's what I think anyway. After I was meeting you guys and I was engaging, and I mean, how many years isn't it now? 8 years or something since we
Yep.
met. And it's really like, and I'm fucking here, sitting here on YouTube, and I have opinions, and that people are maybe listening to. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. And I haven't been taking out one single krona, I say Swedish krona, money out of this. And I know Kevin haven't, Albert hasn't, and David, you are probably skimming away some money for some palinka, you know. But I mean, it is
Fuck's sake.
really like we are doing it from our heart, you know. There is no profit in this. Actually, it is can be pretty hard for people to work with this too, you know. All the pressure from people that think that, oh, I just send him an email and then they will help me with everything. Yes, we will help you. We have been fixing everything on the website, put up all the information you can use. Everything is there, sir. It's SPLS Pro University. Go there, educate yourself. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
it's all
feel.
there.
Yeah, it's all there, you know.
And maybe I've got something you can add and all. So I've just come across it on Google while you guys were chatting or whatever. And it turns out HMRC Internal Manual, Debt Management and Banking Manual, updated 4th of August. And they've kindly give all the updates in it. So when you look at the updates, it leads off to links, what like legislation or laws or anything that changed their policies and all that. So it's a manual that they're using. Yeah, I've just dropped it in the private chat on Telegram.
Nice.
Beautiful. Knowledge is power. And that's what they keep from us. That's why it's been occulted for so
Yes.
long and controlled and contrived and supposition to some extent. We've been
Well, we'll have
subjugated.
to scrape it, mate, because it's got on there and all about using it. And says some content on this manual is being considered for archiving. If there is content you use regularly, please email to let us know as soon as possible. Our debt management and banking processes incorporate material covered in the Recovery Manual and Banking Accounting Guide, BAAG. So I'll be looking for that now.
Fair play, mate.
I will put the remedy that I propose, which has got 4 good points in there, but 2
And it's the
ultimate
points that's
points.
actually in this manual, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, clear
So
as day, clear as day.
we've got it. We've got it in the BAG. Never mind BAAG. We've got it in the bag. They can archive what they want and do as they wish, but the
No,
principle
I know,
of
but
the
it's good to
matter.
look at what they're looking at and then, decide.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
It's like with everything, we always find persistence is the key. Seek and ye shall find. There's nothing new under the sun, but with these slippery eels in baby oil, they're hard to get a hold of.
In baby oil.
I would
That's
agree.
it.
That's how slippery they are. Moo says regards the debt recovery, alleged debt and recovery credits over tax credits over payment. I would agree to pay £5 per week at 7:30 p.m. every Thursday at my front door. Yellow Hammer, new scribe, hello. I've said hello to you in the chat room. Welcome. I would reply to the notice and ask who is requesting this action. I only contract to man. That's great, and I love that, but that's not going to cut the mustard. So we're going to give you other areas of which you might want to consider, which will provide remedy without you having to go into such details as we've discussed before. we've talked about substance and form, man being the substance, form being the legal personality. It's not always pertinent and relevant or even poignant for you to mention who you are and in what context. The way that you authorize the document is key and integral, and that's all you need to be concerned about with regards to how you communicate with these offices and agents, the agency relationships that we've come to know. It's good that you know it and you have that standpoint, but it's not always beneficial. We deviate from the subject matter so we can encompass that ethos into it, but without saying the words out loud or writing them down. We have different methodologies we've come to learn that will assert and retain and reserve your rights as principal. And remember how there's two ways of spelling that word. All right. So I'm not dissing you in any way, but Kevin, Albert, and Anders should hopefully all agree that it's not, needed to contextualize the living, breathing flesh and blood, is it, gentlemen, brothers?
Not at all.
No, I don't believe in it either. It's just banging your head against a stone wall. Even if we know that used to be the way, they've been putting concrete, they've been putting stones there. So we are not coming that way. It is better to think about doing it another way, our way, the right way.
We work smart, not hard. Yeah, that's right. We can give you 12 to 15 years worth of experience and reasoning as to why we have this standpoint and how we would authorize the document, not sign, and we've looked at words, the importance of words, what words are made up of other words, like authority contains Thor. Thor is a Nordic, god. Words beginning AU, periodic table, AU words starting with gold, or Thor, Itty, the gold god of, so there's logic to why we do what we do. Sometimes we have to explain it to those that are new. Bern makes tunes. Bern, see you, Jimmy. Okay, how you doing? Long time. Trinity and truth. Language truth comes from the subject, object, and verb trinity of language. Beautiful, my man. Some gold right there. Trinity and truth. What's that all about?
There's gold everywhere, but you have to be prepared to dig for it.
You have to sift through a lot of shit before you find a golden nugget. That's right, Anders.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of panning.
Yeah, I tell you. Oh, sometimes I found out, oh shit, this is the pot, what they used to shit in. It is not a gold pan, So,
and
that's
sometimes
what we find out sometimes,
And sometimes you come across something that looks like gold but isn't gold. It's actually what they call fool's gold.
Yeah.
Stone roses. Anyone?
Yeah.
Fool's gold. Yeah, man. Fool's gold in itself. So yeah. Shout to the new scribes. Shout to everyone that's been in the room. Thumbs up, share, like. Those on the replay. We'll be looking out for your comments. We will respond. I will say hello and we will respond on that. We are looking to collect those of you. Find us through the domain, through our Telegram chats, through Kevin's Facebook group called splspro.com, because I haven't done much admin in there for fuck knows how long, and he's running that single-handedly, like Anders and Bert are on the Telegram chats with regards to interface, comments, help, DWP assistance, what is taken on and grown into, and it's blossoming very nice. I did put a post in there and pin it that we were going to have a live stream tonight. So if anyone wanted to, come in and ask us questions or comments or give us information, then we could have done that tonight. But as it is, it's quite laid back and informal, which is nice.
Too late. We're gonna close soon. No, no. DWP chat. I think a brilliant one. I was actually writing in there that more people they should write what they've been going through, what the questions was, and how they tackle it, and the outcome, so other people can read and get those experiences.
Yeah.
Because it's not many people that is sharing what they're going through, and they have to do that. But it's like when they've been going through that, they don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. It is like taking off an old wet coat, get rid of that problem. Poof, then they run further in their life. But they should really dry that coat and show it to other people what it's been going through. Show all the pockets, everything in it, the inner lining and everything. That's what they should do. But I don't know. I shouldn't blame anyone, but I think should do more as a gratitude, you know, like okay, guys, now I've been going through this, and this was the outcome. And I think that should be the best book in the world, how to deal with the DWP, if you have all the people's experience.
Yeah.
Brilliant group, Kevin. You have
Thank you.
read that.
So there's an awful lot of people that aren't in the group that contact me. I'm probably dealing with as many in the privately as I am from the group, because a lot of people don't want to put their stuff in there, which is what I've always said all along. I've got no problem, but there's as many people being dealt with quietly, if you like, or privately as there is in the group. It's a full-time job.
Hobby. It's a hobby, a pastime, an interest. But yeah,
I
often,
definitely pass the time.
God
I
bless
don't
you.
envy you. I'm happy to have that open chat on the Telegram, the trash can.
The trash can, yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool. I think it's a good idea to have this board, where we can
Yeah.
publish everything,
It is.
and
There's
then
quite a few
if
members just last week, weren't they? Joined. A few new people, 7 or 8 or more.
yeah,
Doing
but
all right.
half of them are fucking bots, Half of
Yeah.
them are bots. Yeah. So, but I don't care. I don't get angry anymore when there comes something about, oh, I was making $1,200 yesterday and thing. I'm just like, goodbye. Nice to meet you, but
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah, as soon as I see these notifications come up, so and so has just posted in, I go straight in. Oh, we just want to tell you about this story. Yeah, gone. Bye. See ya. Don't come back.
Yeah.
As soon as it's any selling or anything, gone. See you later.
Yeah.
Out of the 250 members, 13 are online. We did give them 24 hours notice that we were going live. So they've had opportunity to come in and join us tonight and ask any questions. So we do try to give notice and prior advance notice so you can, we pinned it and
I
notified.
know.
Yeah, we got
I
clean
know.
hands
A
there.
bit belated.
Mm.
Yeah.
But there could be a positive side of it also, that all the people that been joining us that doesn't write or watch the videos, maybe they've been helped. You know what I mean? Maybe they've been going through their stuffs, they fix their stuffs, but they're like the other people. They don't want to share their experience, but they've been fixing it, and that's maybe why we think we are losing people. They are not interested. No, they've been going through it, but they don't really want to put energy into sharing something. It could be like,
Yeah.
Well, people can speak in general terms. They don't need to divulge the details of their person's personal details. And so, there are ways of talking and communicating, in public, having open, non-disclosure about general terms. It's that's what the group is set up for. We don't want Kevin to burn himself out with countless direct messages, private messages. That's something that happened to myself that was over an accumulated period of time. I ended up in a bad way, and it had a negative, detrimental effect on my well-being, my mental state, and other areas of my life. So, which leads me on to say that this is an ongoing sovereign experiment where we're not in, it isn't a cult that we created, much like the great American experiment where the founders of America, Washington and Co., weren't sure whether the American peoples would stand for what they were proposing when they wrote the origin documents, constitution, and etc. They termed it as I think it was the Great American Experiment. So I don't want to be seen as a figurehead that is managing a cult. There's a reason why, other than health and what I've just explained to you and what I said Kevin's in danger of falling into. If we put tools there, you need to help us to help you. And I can't be the one, or none of us here, Albert, Anders, Kevin, myself, can't be on hand 24/7 at the drop of a hat to deal with individual questions, concerns, and needs. We've set up and used the technology. It took us a long time to learn how to do so. And we've given you places, public and private, to access us, to contact us, and to take our energy. And we are using our energy wisely. We're working smart, not hard. We have gone through a period of continuous improvement. We were at the beginning building the boat as we were sailing it, for want of a better analogy. And I did come to the opinion that if things should get heated or go down in a way which was detrimental to us, one, I don't want to take that burden, and I don't want to be seen, or I don't want our foundational charitable, educational trust to be seen as, or contextualized, or to be construed as. So I thought we'll set it up. We'll learn the lessons that we needed to learn, and then we'll see where it goes and how the souls, the masses, develop this. It's as much on them as it is us. We are merely the facilitators of avenues of self-help, of self-growth, and we provide the information and areas, source references, case law, publications, articles, reports, case law summaries, everything that could be required for the masses to go through self-help. Yeah, go on, Anders.
Yeah. What we have been doing, it is not only building a boat while we're sailing, we've been mapping the sea too. Yeah, that's what we've been doing, and that's what you are saying here. All the cases while we have been sailing, all the cases that we, I mean, that is mapping the sea. So, yeah, I should say that we have quite a lot of experience. I have my experience here from the Swedish side, and I'm not an expert. I'm like an idiot. I do what comes into my head. after I've been reading my stuffs, So I have to read up on stuffs before I take a decision on doing something. So because like I've been sharing in the Telegram groups too, that being a sovereign, that is that you take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we
Yeah.
have to do. If we want to fight something, we have to read up on it, educate ourselves, and we have to do our best. If it doesn't work, we do it again, or we realize, no, this is not even worth
Pardon me.
fighting
Oh
for,
dear. Well
It
said.
should be like that.
Good self-governance. Yeah. We don't
Yeah.
That's
need
what it's
books.
about.
We don't need, I say we don't need laws, but some of us do. But most
Yeah.
of us that are of, if Parliament and other institutions are going to claim sovereignty, when we looked at sovereignty reference within the Bible and the scriptures, chapters and verses, there is many interpretations of the word sovereignty, popular sovereignty. It's insane, but it comes to it. It's hard to define, but you've said it rather well there. Being responsible for your actions, being accountable, being
Yeah.
responsible, responsibility, accountability. And if
Yeah.
you can't, then you're in trouble. And you need laws. You need to be told what to do, how to act, when to go and visit elderly. And like what happened in the pandemic era, and some of the masses needed that guidance. As Matt Hancock said when he was on TV, there wasn't laws, they were merely advice and guidance. That's in the public domain.
Yeah.
I didn't break any laws. What? They were coming straight from your office. No, they weren't laws. There's advice and guidance, but to those that don't know any better, it was black and white, wasn't it?
Well, how come advice and guidance had fines attached to it then?
I know. Hey, yeah, well, shops opening, it was just chaos, wasn't it? Another experiment there. Talk about American sovereign experiments. It's not a project, what we've got going. We've experimented because we didn't know what the outcome would be. We didn't know if the boat was going to stay afloat. We didn't know what uncharted waters. We were going into uncharted waters, as Anders has said then. Cartographers mapping the lands, testing the jurisdictions, borders, um, where how far we got to the South Pole and we broke through it. We didn't get, we mapped it. Imagine, one day maybe mankind will get there. I know I've segued off into somewhere I shouldn't have gone, but I couldn't help it. My brain's fried. It's been a mad 3 weeks. I put on the Iron Horse 3,000 miles in 3 weeks.
And his
Yeah.
speeding tickets.
Imagine being in that seat, in the driving operator's seat for 3,000 miles in 3 weeks. Yeah.
Did you
What?
get any speeding tickets?
No,
No.
because there's an app you can get. I'm not affiliated with it. This channel isn't, but it's called Radar Bot. I have that tells you, and it's international. I got the navigation on the Android called WAZE that also maps and
Oh
has
yeah.
majority of. It even tells you if there's a dead bird in the road. It's absolutely phenomenal. Waze navigation, radar bot free. No, there's a few adverts, but that's it. It tells you where the cameras are. It even says mobile police unit ahead, and when you look, you can see them parked up on the ramp with the car. I'm like, these are mobile units. They're not there 24/7, 365. But on the Waze app, people, good souls, report what they've seen and put a flag on. So when you're 2 kilometers away, it tells you in advance, and then you got radar bot, which will beep after half a mile, quarter mile, and it tells you fixed camera, mobile cameras, everything. So I did actually enjoy the freedom of the German autobahns. And remember, I told you, gentlemen, that I didn't have any breakdown cover and I was going on a wing and a prayer. So I didn't want to push the horsey too fast and lose some shoes or its tail or any part of it. So I needed it all. My tires were the horse's shoes were about 1.8 to 2.3 mil. So when I went and we actually travelled England, Dover, Calais, and we got off and I started that trek. I had arrived in France at 3:30 a.m. and then we travelled um, Belgium, Netherlands, and got to Germany, and it was about 10 a.m. That's when I had the monster. And then for the first time ever, and I was unable to rest when I went to the lay-by at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. ish in Germany to get some shut-eye for a couple of hours. I was unable to sleep, even though I'd been up Friday morning at 4 a.m., got on the ferry Friday night at 11:30 p.m., arrived in Calais at 3 a.m. on Saturday. So I'd been awake 24 hours then. Then I proceeded to travel all the way to Germany till 2, 3 p.m. on Saturday. Thought I'd get some sleep, unable to rest. I had rest. I know it's dangerous to
All
travel
this, all this
without.
for one monster drink.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this I haven't finished. I haven't finished. So that, yeah. So I was awake Friday, 4 a.m., ferry 11:30 p.m. Friday, Calais 3:30 a.m. Saturday morning, Germany, after I've said Belgium, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, 3 p.m., unable to rest, but Anne-Marie made me sit and walk around and exercise and drink and eat, even though I was unable to sleep till 4:30. Then got back in the on the horse in the saddle and travelled Germany, and we got to Austria. I think it was about 8 p.m. and then Austria to Budapest. And then when we got to Austria and to Budapest border, it was about 9-ish, 9:30, dark, raining. Oh man. And I was like, I was like, oh, I need sleep. I've been awake going on 32 hours. Yeah. And it's dark, it's raining, it was horrific conditions. I was going on the autobahns, I was actually doing 80 kmh, which is about 55 mph, when you can do unlimited kmh up to 150, 180 kmh, should you wish. Generally 150 they do. Yeah. And I was doing 80, half the legal speed that I was allowed to do because I was being
You
careful.
wimp.
It
You
was
wimp.
horrendous. It ruined me, that drink. It absolutely ruined me, but it was an enjoyable travel. 3,000 miles
Oh,
in 3 weeks, which is nearly
the only
6,000
time,
kilometers.
the only time when I've been driving that slow, that's when I've been smoking a joint.
Oh, well, no
Because then
break.
you're really careful. You are so careful in the.
Madness. But an experience nevertheless. Don't drink Monster. It's evil. Hence the three numbers on the front of the can, making the M in Jewish numerology. And that can wrap up. We've been on 2 hours now. We've done everything we needed
Yeah,
to.
I was just gonna say I need to duck out shortly because I haven't even eaten.
Shits and giggles. All right, Kevin.
Yeah.
Well done on your
Yeah.
weight loss and your health. Kudos for sticking to that.
Yeah, it's
That's
all starting to
amazing.
pay off now. So yeah, got about another two to do. Well, at least one, maybe 2 stone. It's getting there. Doing about a kilo a week or so. It's all
Wow.
good.
Good night, Bern. It's a pastime for men with big hearts. He's off to bed. Prefix, root, and suffix
Cheers,
are
Bern.
basis of words. Good night, all. Thank you, brothers. It's been amazing.
Yeah, thanks everybody in the room. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Hope you come back.
Of course they will.
Take care, all.
Thank you. Thank you, Albert,
Cheers,
Kevin,
Bert.
Anders. Much
Pleasure
love.
as always.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Take care.
We'll have an admin chat in a week or something, possibly. Let us
This
know.
week, yeah. Yeah, this one evening this week we'll get together.
No worries.
Bless
Much
up.
love to everyone, especially you guys, my admin
Yeah.
fellows.
My bread bins,
My bread bins.
brethrens. That's the far eye.
Can I
Oh.
ask you something?
Hey?
I said, can I ask you something? That's also
Axe
Oh,
you, yeah.
yeah, that's also
Axe.
Rastafari.
He had to do
And I
it.
said, I'm gonna watch a film. A film? Yeah, a film. You mean a film? No, a
Film.
film.
Oh, that's Geordie. Geordie say films.
Film. No, no, but the Jamaicans, they're saying film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The patois accent. Much love.
yeah.
Let's not do a long goodbye. Kevin's wasting away.
Yeah, got to go and have a Rice Krispie because I'm on a diet.
Man eats a cornflake, puts on a kilo.
Yeah, ruined. I'll be depressed tomorrow.
Thank you and much love. See you soon.
Bye
Respect.
bye.
Up moon. Liz, later. Love to all.
Ciao, bellos u fellows.
We're going. I'm pressing it. Thank you all.
Go.
Thank you.